When I think of live-action anime adaptations, I think about how they just seem so embarrassed by the source material. So much of an anime has changed during the adaptation process to make it more grounded, or less ridiculous. That is not the case with Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, which shows no shame for its source material. Instead, just a full-throated embrace of the 1998 anime. That alone puts Cowboy Bebop in contention for the best live-action anime adaptation, but that bar is low. Instead, what does Cowboy Bebop gain from going live-action? Surprisingly a lot. The beauty of the original Cowboy Bebop is that it was never just one thing. It was speculative sci-fi, kung fu, noir, crime thrillers, and so much more. Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop adaptation can be considered an extension of that freewheeling, anything-goes philosophy. After all, the anime mixed and matched so many different genres already, why not flirt a bit with live action and all the possibilities there that it entails? Take the sets for instance. This isn't a sleek chrome space of Star Wars or Star Trek. Cowboy Bebop's space was always full of broken junk and tech that looks like it's either from 2089 or 1989, and the design team behind Cowboy Bebop has captured it in all its ramshackle glory. While there is a certain unreality to the world, Cowboy Bebop makes up for the lack of authenticity with audacity and personality. If you can't make the props from an anime look grounded and realistic, make them look ridiculous and cool. This high-wire balancing act between endearment and ruin extends to the main trio too. There are moments when Spike, Jet, and Faye look like they stepped out of a cosplay contest, but these moments of unreality are saved by how natural John Cho, Mustafa Shakir, and Daniela Pineda embrace the personalities of their characters. Shakir sounds and acts so much like Jet Black, if you close your eyes, it's impossible to tell whether you're hearing Shakir
Spike! What? We're on a job!
Or accidentally put on the anime again. Cho too channels Spike's coolness, even if you can't help but wonder if the role might not be better served by someone more youthful. But Cho's experience adds a layer of world weariness to his cool demeanor that enhances the character. Pineda will likely shut up critics and garner fans immediately with her foul-mouthed turn as Faye Valentine. It is an honest crime when Pineda isn't on screen, as the dynamic of the Bebop instantly improves when she's added to the mix. The biggest question going into Netflix's Cowboy Bebop was whether or not it would be a straight adaptation of the original anime or some kind of sequel series. The answer, it turns out, is neither. Instead, Netflix's Cowboy Bebop feels more like a remix. You'll see familiar story points and plots, but they've been mixed and matched together into something not wholly original, but different enough. There is one big original element added to Netflix's Cowboy Bebop series, but unfortunately it might be the worst part of the show. As promised, Spike's backstory is expanded upon, and his former syndicate comrade Vicious and ex-lover Julia receive an entire story arc all to themselves. This gangster drama starring Vicious and Julia has neither the verve nor the creativity of a typical Cowboy Bebop story. Vicious's attempt to usurp the syndicate crime empire while his long-suffering wife with a tragic backstory watches on plays out like a by-the-numbers crime plot that can't be saved by the plot twist finale. Meanwhile, the best episodes in Netflix's Cowboy Bebop have the same ingredients that make the best episodes in the original anime. A Bebop crew all together and bungling their way through a one-off adventure and trying to chase down their next meal ticket. The thing I loved about the original anime series the most was the melancholy, but Cowboy Bebop was never just one thing, and neither is Netflix's live-action adaptation. There are stories here that make the jump from anime to live-action better than others, and the original Vicious and Julia storyline aside, it's an earnest adaptation. Netflix doesn't sand down elements from the anime that the uninitiated might think are a little too out there. Instead, it wholeheartedly embraces its source material and succeeds more often than it fails. Cowboy Bebop is an unapologetic adaptation of the anime classic and manages to bring a lot of what fans love about the original to life. While attempts to add some original flavors to the mix fall flat, a stellar main trio and devotion to the spirit of the original make it still very much worth tagging along for a ride on the Bebop. For more Cowboy Bebop, check out the trailer breakdown and a side-by-side comparison of the Netflix title sequence with the animes, and for everything else, stick with IGN.